What does 2022 have in store for Google Workspace and you?
Let's get into it in this episode of...
This is 27 Degrees, our angle on Google Workspace. And we're back for season 2 of 27 Degrees. It's a new season, we've got new content segments, a new format, and a new release schedule to continue to bring you our angle on Google Workspace. How excited are you for this season, Rowan?
I'm so excited for all of these new changes. In fact, it seems like the only thing that hasn't changed is the fact I don't have any decorations on my wall still.
Yeah, you need to get on that, man. We're so excited to continue to bring you our angle on Google Workspace this season. So if you use Google Workspace in your day at work or at school, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with all the latest episodes of 27 Degrees. And if you follow us on LinkedIn, you'll have an early heads up. In each and every episode of 27 Degrees, we'll break down one of Google's latest workspace updates for you, so you understand how to use it and how to get the most value out of it. Rowan, what can we get started with in episode 1?
The first update that we have to share for this season, Troy, uses some of the best of Google's AI and machine learning technology. And it's a capability that provides real-time translation in a video call of one of 4 languages into English. And that would be German, French, Portuguese, and Spanish. This is going to give us more options for working with more people globally. So you ask, how do I use the feature? Well, when you're in a Meet call, click on the 3-dot menu and then click on Settings. And there you'll find the Captions section. From there, you can then turn on Translated Captions and select the language that you want to receive the captions in. And the captions will then appear translated in your chosen language at the bottom of the call in real time. Isn't that an incredible capability, Troy? And why do we think this is so valuable in today's work?
Yeah, I think this is an amazing use of Google AI, and it's really important because we're seeing this shift towards a more global workforce. Folks are leaving their homes and going on the road, working in new environments with new team members, with new languages. And if we think about the options to hire and for talent, wondering where they're going to work next, this opens up all new possibilities for who you can work with and where you can work. All right, Rowan, let's get into our 5 predictions for Google Workspace in 2022. What's number 1?
So our first prediction for 2022 is the idea of Google supporting hybrid and remote work. As we move into this new era of work where our environment is changing and there's a lot more flexibility, Google is really well placed to deal with these new challenges. Now, Workspace has always, from the start, been a system that's allowed working from anywhere on any device at any time. But Google are now doubling down on new challenges that are being presented by allowing things like in calendar flexibility to set different working location and different working hours. As new features like that really support this new way of working. Isn't that right, Troy?
Yeah, and I mean, we just broke down an update for you, live translations in Meet. This is a perfect example of the way that Google is addressing this. And it's why we think that it's a big bet for Google Workspace this year. And we'll continue to break down updates like this as they release throughout the year. So make sure you stay tuned. What's number 2?
So our second prediction for Google Workspace in 2022 is the development of messaging as a core location for team communication. I think that messaging has now become the fastest way that we communicate in our personal, education, and work lives. And Google recognizes the importance of this, and it's evolving its messaging platform in Workspace Google Chat. Spaces is now the flagship feature in Chat, as it provides a single place to organize the messaging, files, and tasks around a project or team. And Google, I expect, will be building an even richer collaboration and communication experience within Spaces, building the tools required to moderate larger audiences, and also allowing for optional spaces, which I think will provide a really interesting cultural element to these organizations that are working remotely perhaps and struggle to maintain the intimacy and build relationships.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Google Chat has a great experience on mobile or on browser. So when I think about the workforce of tomorrow who are coming out of school and joining companies, they start their interaction with technology on their mobile device and sometimes end it there as well. I love this example of Google understanding how folks are working together in a remote environment and really leaning into it. What's number 3, Rowan?
The third prediction that we have for Google Workspace in 2022 is that video calling is going to continue to be a core pillar for remote work. So I think if you look back at the last year and even the previous year before that, it's absolutely incredible the amount of effort that Google has dedicated towards building out Google Meet and the video calling capabilities. And I think that's only going to continue this year with new capabilities that help moderate and provide safety functionality, as well as participant activity options, allowing a more richer interaction experience. And I think also maybe down the line, we might also see options for live streaming as well, which is very cool indeed. Going to be some very exciting options that come out of that.
We've seen a real glow up in Google Meet over the last couple of years, as you alluded to, Rowan. And as Google Workspace premier partners here at SADA, we get to see the product roadmap a little bit early. And let me tell you, stay tuned for what's coming this year in 2022. You're going to love it. If you haven't looked at Google Meet in a little while and you've been taking your meetings on another video conferencing tool, maybe it's time to have another look. What's number 4?
Protecting a security environment that really facilitates truly working from anywhere. So one of the largest impacts that an overnight shift to remote working caused was the huge impact on security. And this was because there's new challenges presented by networks and devices which are maybe not fully controlled by the organization, which is a more traditional security approach. So Google takes another approach, which is more about zero trust. And this allows really you to access from any device in any location at any time, and allows this flexibility of work as we move into this new environment.
Yeah, and unless you're an administrator of Google Workspace, hearing about security may sound boring or not that exciting to talk about, but it is extremely important to allowing you to work with your colleagues in a remote environment without the risk of data loss or hackers really getting a hold of that vital company information. What's number 5, Rowan?
Our final prediction, Troy, is around serving the needs of the frontline worker. Now, Google broadly defines 2 main profiles of people that work in an organization. There's the desk-based knowledge worker, which I think mainly fits me and your profile in our day-to-day jobs. But then there's also the frontline worker, a worker that typically isn't maybe desk-based and is more working on their mobile device and is moving around and perhaps not located in one central place. And they have slightly different needs to the desk-based knowledge worker. And this is really a group that's been typically underserved in the past technology-wise. So Google is creating a solution, frontline worker solution, that really provides the needs of this group.
Yeah, and I think that this prediction is becoming more and more relevant as we see the news stories released about the great reshuffle happening across North America right now, where a lot of folks in this group are taking a step back and evaluating, am I doing what I love? Am I enjoying my work every day? Am I connected to the company that I'm working for? This is a way for companies to really strengthen that connection to this group and reduce that churn or the big reshuffle that we keep hearing about. Well, that's it for episode 1 of season 2 of 27 Degrees. We hope you found some value in the live translation update that we broke down at the top of the show. And you'll have to stay tuned to see if our 5 bold predictions for 2022 come true. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with all of the latest episodes of 27 Degrees. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks!